big shout out to Ding Dong. You know, I have to highlight the positive also that happens. He actually made a post to his Instagram and he said, my father was a community Dan and was killed when I was a little over 2 years old. Not once have I seen my brought up as a struggle because it was the best days of my life and it molded me into who I am today. Told myself I will make something of myself doing the right and positive things. And when you're raised to be satisfied and to appreciate whatever you have, that is a real riches. All right, see yourself as what you want to be, believe it, work hard, and put it out there and in the put it out there in the atmosphere, and you can achieve anything. All right, so these are definitely great positive word coming from Ding Dong. Big shout out to him because of course he is not making, you know, being basically a product of his environment. We know that there's a lot of shooting and killing and robbing that is going on in Jamaica. There's so many stories of people on buses and, you know, gunmen coming and mash out window and, you know, hold everybody at gunpoint. So again, he is just basically using his platform, which is amazing, to highlight the positive, to say, hey, I was a product of a certain environment and I'm choosing to do something else with my life and choose a positive route. And I definitely commend Ding Dong on that. So big shout out to him. And I hope that people that's on the platform that's maybe considering going the bad route, or even if they are in that line of work and living, that they'll actually change what they're doing. So again, big shout out to Ding Dong on sending that positive message on his platform, because I don't know if you guys actually heard or seen the video. Like I reported on it last week. There's numerous teenagers that is getting killed by each other in the school, and I'm trying to figure out why. You know, these kids are being so violent, like, you know, they're so rootless these days. And the young lady who actually stabbed another female, that video actually made its round as well recently, and it's really sad because they're fighting and then she just starts to stab up the girl, you know, after the teachers and other students are trying to part the fight, and it's really sad. So with that transpiring, of course, the school, they decided to, you know, do a search. And when they searched, they found so many different items, you know, that these young school kids have on their possession. They basically seize like several knives, scissors. They even seize coconut drops that have marijuana in it. Like, it's crazy what is going on. Broken glasses, even the rulers. So it's like you can't even use the compass no more in a school. You know, you can't use scissors, even the comb, the tail comb. They have like picks. It's crazy what they actually seize from these kids and what is going on in their head. And this is why I always say, you know, parents out there, please participate and be active parent in your child's life, because it's super, super important. They are so impressionable and vulnerable that, you know, they could easily be influenced and follow the crowd, and that's not what you want for your kids. And it seems like that is exactly what is going on in Jamaica at this moment. There was actually a schoolboy who reported that he actually paid $200,000, and this is Jamaican money still, but it's still a whole heap of Jamaican money, this, you know, for oil and crystal to be placed inside his guard ring, and because they believe that it would protect them. And I'm trying to figure out, protect them against what? What are these school kids, which, I mean, you can't even go say protect them against what, because it's obviously they're killing each other, but more they need to focus on their schoolwork and becoming productive members of society. And again, for all the parents out there, please speak to your kids. I get it, Corona happened, you know, they did homeschool, now they're back in school, they don't know how to act. I've seen videos of students cursing their teachers out, like being super disrespectful. And it have to be, you know, once you set a foundation at home, not saying that, you know, parents are going to be responsible for every action their child commit, but you, as the parent, be as involved as you can, because once you're showing that child that love and that support and engage with them, it can give them a little conscience, you know, even if it don't fully stop their actions, but it would give them a conscience to think before they act. And that's what we actually need in today's society for the children. The youths need this. There is a big cry out in Jamaica right now because they are the future. And if this is how they're acting and this is their their thought process, their perception, they need help, they need intervention, something needs to happen. So parents out there, you have your children in school, talk to them, try to build some form of relationship with them. We all understand that adolescents sometimes don't like talk to them parents. They are very moody, and I know as parents, most Jamaican parents sometimes, you guys could get short tempered and say, hey, you have attitude with me, move on, Gosa, instead of trying to figure out why that attitude is, and just understand that it's a part of life. I'm not saying any parent out there should make their child disrespect them. That is definitely not what I'm saying. But try to understand why they're having the mood swing. Try and have those kind of in-depth conversation instead of surface conversation. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right, good. Try and see if you could just create a good relationship with your child so that they could feel free to have certain conversation with you, because once they feel that comfort and know that you're there to support them, they will tend to open up despite their many 5,000 billion moods. And I can say it because I am a parent of a teen as well, and you always have to remember as parents that you were teen, and the moods and feelings that you were feeling, the constant emotion, there's certain mental issues that happen during adolescence, because it's like the body is trying to figure out who they are and trying to see where they belong. They're trying to, again, succumb to peer pressure where they're trying to make sure that they're cool to their friends. So it's a lot that's going on with teens, and I get it. A lot of us are going to say, well, my parents used to whip me in a shape. Yeah, and maybe that's the kind of parenting that child will actually require and need, so that they, again, don't fall victim to the system or to their own negligence and behavior. All right, so parents, just try your best to help. And again, this is definitely something crazy. It's a I'm gonna call it an epidemic, because the amount of cases that have just happened in the past 2 weeks with teenagers is really sad, because it's continuous. And right now, I just want people to know that there is currently a new mental health support chat line that is launched in Jamaica. So make sure that you guys utilize that. One Love Radio, caller, you live.
Greetings, Queen. Greetings.
Greetings. How are you?
Wonderful in the day, now complain at all.
Nice. Yes.
But, that is a very, very, very important and good topic that you're touching on right there.
Yes, it's necessary.
And, a lot of times, how would I say this? Have you ever heard of the term overeducated?
Yes.
Or kids are just knowing too much too early before it's time for them to know some things?
Yes.
And when you learn something in school or anywhere in life, what do? You go out and you act on it.
Right.
Because you want to know what it is that you just learned.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the biggest things for children nowadays, not just here in America or in Jamaica, is the single parent thing. When one parent has multiple children to take care of, some of those children get left on their own to figure it out.
Right.
Because they have to put attention to the little one that they feel is more vulnerable. That one needs more help and more time. And it's unfortunate, but one mother sometimes just doesn't have the time to give to all of the children that they deserve.
Yes, the attention.
And so those children learn some of those things from other places and other people. Mm-hmm. And then they go out and they act on that. And now you're seeing the result of it.
Yes, I definitely agree. I agree. Because, I mean, as you mentioned, based on the household that they're living in, it's a lot of single parent household where a lot of times the parents is more focusing on trying to provide instead of be as involved with the child, because they feel like they're doing the most important thing, which is to put a roof over their head and feed them, but they don't understand the emotional development that comes into parenting, that is essential to help that child to develop who they are as a person and to build their character. And it's sad, because this is where we'd actually need all parents, like both, like the father and the mother, to be as involved as possible, where co-parenting can be at a healthy place, where it doesn't have to, you don't have to be with that parent. However, you can definitely co-parent together where you put the need of the child first and make sure that you're present, because sometimes that's what is lacking for a child, for them to divert to what we call the streets and just do whatever is actually
Yeah,
out
because
there.
the learning process, because if you take it back 20 years ago, when we were teenagers, or some of us were teenagers, or in our young 20s, that's when the educational reform stopped for us, and we started getting young mothers without parents. And you see a problem that's going on in Jamaica right now, this gang they call the fatherless ones. They just have no regard because they feel like nobody care about us, so why should we care about nobody?
Right.
And you're seeing that now, that even take the music industry for an example. This is a conversation we just had. The young artists coming up, back in the days when you were coming out, and I heard you hit on this too, the most of the young artists had to go to the only studios that was around in the community. And back in the days, we had those places where you call big yard.
Yes, big yard still there.
Where when mother is out working, what you would call the village, takes a village to raise the child.
Right.
And other members of the community would pitch in and teach and help to make sure that child stay out of trouble.
Right. Yes.
And those things we just don't have no more.
Yeah, we don't have it no more now, because a lot of parents sometimes are like, if you ever put your hand on my pit, me up.
And don't talk to me pitney, not tell me pitney nothing.
No,
Yeah.
talk to me pitney, not certain way. Me the
Yeah.
parent, so they don't,
Yeah.
they don't allow those anymore for you to.
And the child picks up on that. And like you said, these children are now in school telling their teachers all type of things like, what happened to the days where we know that the teachers is the extension of the parent at home?
And they are, yes.
And now they're under attack.
Yeah.
And now they just treat it as a job. They don't look at it no more as they're responsible for children. I'm here to do my 8 or 10 hours and go home.
Yes.
That's just it. So I do believe that, speaking for our country, Jamaica, and other countries of people of color, there's 3 million Jamaicans in America. Or let's say in Florida, because I know the northeast of Connecticut, of the country, from Washington D.C. to Boston, has 900,000 Jamaicans, close to a million, and then the rest of the country makes up. So if we all chip in $100 every year, that's $300 million that we can spend to help our country.
Yes.
And if these are the type of things that all these foreign organizations, Canada, here, England, if they don't come together and make one single organization to help our people, Lord knows we're in some trouble over the next 20-25 years.
Yes, I agree. I agree 100%. I had an idea of like that, in terms of like to try to get everybody to get into a home, so that they wouldn't be as poverty stricken, and if they're in need of any financial support, that if we as black people really just throw into a pool, like a community pool where everybody can access that resource, I think as a just a race overall, we'll be much better off. And I agree with you with that. 100%,
definitely. Definitely.
100%.
And we would have to be the ones to administer that fund, and we would put those funds in the pockets of the people that need it. We're not going to give it to no Don or no big guy or no politician to go and distribute it. We're going to have our own committees that go into the island, and when the work is being done, we pay the people ourselves. That way we'll have less poverty and less people without money in their pocket, that they will. We need to remove the need for them to go to the Don to get a gun to go look something.
Yes, I agree. I have to say, I did try to do that with my charity, because I did create a charity, Care for Jamaica, and we're actually go to Jamaica, but I feed like the homeless by myself, like, you know, instead of ask for funds. But that's where I feel
Right.
like it's necessary for us to help. We have to help back home. We have to help the people in
We
back
have
home.
to.
Because
We
I
most
think
definitely have to.
once they see that that help is there, I think it would actually help to cut down on the crime rate and
Definitely.
everything, to change the country and turn it around for the positive.
Definitely, definitely. Because we would serve as everybody's always telling them what not to do. All right, we need to come in. Somebody somewhere needs to come in and create something so we can say, all right, do this and
Right.
do this. And like you said, we will eliminate a lot of the crime, a
Yeah.
lot of it. Because the people that feel they have no choice but to go out and do the crime, we would go to reach out to them. And you know, it's been a couple of years now we've been talking this, and one of these days we're going to sit down and actually get it going. I didn't want to say nothing more because I didn't come up with the funds to go to the bank and start the organization myself. That way I can say, all right, here it is.
Yeah.
You know, just talking all the time is not going to get it done.
Right.
We need to
Right.
have something done and say, here it is.
Uh-huh.
Everybody chip in and let's get it done. Let's put a 1 year timetable on it to raise the funds and then get the committee, go down to Jamaica and start doing what we need to do. So
Most
I know of
definitely.
yourself and some other people that are interested that I've been talking to, and we're gonna do it.
Yes, most definitely. I understand with that, cause that was the same thing I did. I had like because I was so passionate about like starting this charity and making sure that I helped the Jamaican people, that what I did was, I know I didn't have the funds and I didn't want, like I said, rely on people. I ended up, I sold like a life policy that I have that was accumulating money since I was in college. So that's what I had to use to fund my charity. So I know all about that. So I just hope like people listening, if they feel like, you know, it's something that you want to be a part of, let us try. I know we talk about it, like you say, it's all about, you know, we talk, but it's time that we actually do take action, that we can actually
Yes.
come together and help people that is currently in need, but we're going to make sure that
Yes.
it's done the right way. We want to make sure that it's done where everything is transparent, so you're going to see where
Right.
exactly all the
Right.
funds and everything
Exactly.
is going, so you know that what you're giving and contributing to is definitely going to the right cause and the right place. So once we just
And you
have
can show the results for it.
yes, loyal and honest people that are dedicated to help to make a change towards our people, towards our race, we can definitely work together and make it all happen. And I'm here for it. And you know, we definitely can talk. And
Yes,
make
we're
sure
gonna do
we,
that.
yeah,
We're
we
gonna
get
do
it
that.
going.
We're gonna do
'Cause
that.
we
We're,
need it to happen. And again, we always saying, when it comes to
we're
Jamaica,
gonna do
Jamaica
it.
not own
I'm
anything, and we
I'm
need to
not
get
just
it.
gonna talk anymore. I'm gonna set a date and put it and then reach out and see if we get 2 people or 3 people at the first meeting. So be it. The next
Yes,
meeting should be 5. The next meeting will be 10.
exactly.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do
Yes,
it.
yes, most definitely. All right, so big up yourself and thank you so much for calling in. All right, I love it. I love the
All right, my eye
enthusiasm.
candy. Big up yourself.
All right, big up.
All right.
All right. Oh, One Love Radio, call you live.
Yeah, Black Barbie,
Yes.
I agree with you 100%.
Mm.
And anytime I'm ready for that, I will be a
Wow.
part of it.
Nice. I love this. I
Because
love this.
it's a very important thing to do.
Yes, it is. It's
We, can,
vital.
we can't go to the bar and we can't flash all night.
Mm-hmm.
And if we take out $100 in, as the guy say, a year, or at 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
and donate it to Jamaicans,
Yes.
it not kill you.
It definitely won't.
Every Jamaican in a Canada culture now,
Uh-huh.
if they can take up $100, but every 6 months, or a year,
Right.
and donate to that World Cause program.
Yes.
Trust me, it will be a great thing to do for the island.
Yes, it definitely will be. And I'm glad that you are on board. And I hope everybody else that listening as well would join in, because like I said, this is definitely a vital and important effort to help our country, to help our people. If we can make a difference, let's truly make a difference. And like we said, make sure that it's transparent so that everybody know exactly where their money is going and who it's helping, and you could see it. So I love this. I love this. And thank you for calling in and
Yeah, one more thing.
uh-huh.
If possible, one day you could even start the program yourself on the air.
Okay.
I'm calling people and see how many people want to donate.
Okay.
You have to do it like a test trial
Okay. All right.
and see how it works out.
Yes.
But I am behind you 100%.
Okay. Thank you so
because
much.
it's very important.
Yes. Yes, it
All
really
right.
is. All right. Bless up. Bless up. Bless up.
All right.
All right. Again, big shout out to everyone that have it locked right now to One Love Radio. You know, a lot of times things get started once we make the action and once we speak it into existence. And right now, I'm going to definitely work with the young man that called in earlier. And we're going to make sure that we make a positive change in Jamaica. Because like we said, you know, once people know that they're getting access to certain resources that can help them in the long run, can definitely change their reaction and how they react to people and can cut back on the violence. All right. One Love Radio, call you live.
That Barbie, I just want to say respect to all what you're doing. But you see that first caller there?
Mm-hmm.
I like him vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Him just feel like it's something to do long time.
Right.
So big him up, and big up yourself.
Mm-hmm. Most
And
definitely.
we continue to do that job there, okay?
All right. I'm here for
Respect you.
Respect. Positive.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for calling in again. Big shout out to everyone that have it locked. Again, I'm going to make sure that I stay connected with the first caller so that we can get everything going and moving, and everyone that want to be involved can play a role, all right? One Love Radio, call you live. All right, so I think that's a little bit dial. All right, so big up again to everyone that have it locked. Again, my very special guest artist, Delamar. Yes, a member of RDX will be calling into that interview is coming up shortly. But of course, we're going to pay some bills and we'll be right back. So I want everyone to keep it where you have it. Again, we still have so much more to talk about what's going on in the entertainment world. And of course, the news that is affecting us, whether it's locally or globally. So again, keep it where you got it. This is One Love Radio.